Hi, I'm Kurek, author of the international best-selling book, How Would Love Respond, and the creator and founder of Action Heroes Incorporated. We'll be talking more about that soon. On this video, we're going to talk about something that, how do you get everything you want in your life? How's that for a topic to start with, right? Everything. The reason I say everything is because, well, there is only one formula for success in any area of your life. Whether it's health and fitness, whether you want to make some more money, whether it's having a great relationship, you have a successful business, it's actually the same formula to be successful in each and every one of those areas. No, it's not the same action steps. That's different. The activities that you have to do, yet what it is the formula that behind those activities, behind those action steps is exactly the same. And so in your life, if you want better results in your life, so that just means the outcome of what you've produced. If you want better results in your life, well, there's a formula that has to be put into play in order to get that. And I'm assuming that by you watching this video, that you do want some better results in your life. Makes sense, right? I mean, it's either this or, well, Dr. Phil wasn't on today, so you're stuck watching me. But the thing is that I'm assuming that you want some better results in your life, and this is the way you're going to do it. In order to produce new results in your life, you're going to have to start getting yourself over this line. See, because above the line is where those results are that you want, and below the line is where you have reasons why you don't have the results. What's another word for reasons? That's right, excuses. And let me point something out to you here, is that do you know that only unsuccessful people have excuses? Successful people don't have any excuses. See, the truth is that we don't have time to have an excuse, because if I don't get the result that I want, I'm not going to sit around looking for the excuse for it. I'm just going to look for some different strategies to help me get the result. Because you can spend your time however you spend your time, but your time is still being spent. Does that make sense? So if you're going to waste your time looking and discussing the reasons why you don't have it, well, that's just wasting time on finding the strategies that will get you the result. Does it make sense? And a lot of people say to me, well, I need to analyze why it didn't work. I got to look at why it didn't work so then I know what to do next time. That's actually not accurate. I don't need to know why it didn't work. I want to focus on how can I get it to work. See, because whatever you focus on, by the way, that's part of the formula we're talking about, is whatever you focus on is what you're going to get. So if, you and myself and a couple other people in a room, and we spend 5 hours discussing the problem, well, at the end of 5 hours, what do we have? It's called a big problem, right? But no solutions came up, no answers. But if we spent that same 5 hours on solutions, about answers, about how we can get what we want, there's a really good chance we're going to actually come up with those answers, right? Makes sense, right? So reasons are below the line, and we got to cut that out. Also below the line is blame and justification. It's not my fault. It's the government's fault. It's my parents' fault. It's my education's fault. It's I didn't grow up in the right neighborhood. I didn't grow up in the right country. I'm the wrong skin color. I have the wrong haircut. I'm too old. I'm too young. Whatever that is that blame, that justification, again, participating in these areas in red render you powerless. They take all your power away by participating below the line. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, look, when we participate below the line, what we're saying is the cause of my problems is out there. It's somebody else. It's something else. They did it. That's the reason why. Well, there's a law of nature called the law of cause and effect. That law simply states that every cause creates an effect. and every effect is being created by a cause. Now, by the way, this is not the rule of nature. This is called the law of nature, which means that it applies to everyone all the time, no exceptions. That's what makes it a law, right? So this law is always in play. By the way, whether you know the law, whether you believe in the law, whether you want to ignore the law still takes effect anyways. As an example, the law of gravity, right? Whether you know about the law of gravity, whether you want to ignore the law of gravity, whether you don't believe in the law of gravity, it still takes hold. So if 5 of us climb up to a rooftop and we all jump off, we're all going to hit the ground. Nobody just floats away. That, because it participates, it applies to everyone all the time, no exceptions, never on or off, just on, it's always happening. That's what makes it a law. Well, cause and effect, every cause creates an effect, and every effect is being created by a cause. And when we're saying, it's not my fault why I don't have the results, it's someone else, it's something else, it's they did it, it's their fault, they're holding me back, I'm too old, too young, I don't have the right education, my parents didn't love me, all that stuff renders us powerless. Why? Because we can't change things that are outside of ourselves. We're powerless. We're now victims. That's called victim mentality. You think that it's somebody outside of you, out there, somebody else. You think it's some other condition that made it. And because you think that way, you act that way, and that's what produces that result. That will render you powerless every time, because that victim mentality renders you a victim. Right? Albert Einstein said that all conditions and all circumstances in our lives are a result of a certain level of thinking. When we want to change those conditions and change those circumstances, we have to change that level of thinking that's responsible for it. And that's exactly what he's talking about. Is we have to change how we're looking at the world, because when we change the way we look at the world that we look at will change. When we change things out there, this is what's got to change first. In order for things to change, I must change first. It won't change. I got to change first. This is where it starts. And that's what you're in control of, right? We might not be able to control the outside forces, but we can control how we think. We can control how we feel. And because of that, we are all powerful. Because when we think and feel differently, we can act differently, and that's what's going to produce a different result. Make sense? So, in order to have the results that you like or want in your life, you got to take responsibility for your life. Responsibility, because when you take responsibility for your life, which, by the way, if you look at the word responsibility, that means the ability to choose how you respond. When you choose a new response, you get a new result. You have the ability to choose how you respond. A new action is going to produce a new result. So that's why we want to start living our lives above the line, because below the line it renders us powerless. Above the line, we're all powerful. When I choose a new response, a new action, I will get a new result. Makes sense, right? Right there. There's power in that. So our strategy in this video that you're going to start applying in your life is start asking yourself, hey, the way I'm thinking about this, whatever happened to me, or the situation I'm in, that I conduct myself above the line or below the line? Am I thinking about it above the line or below the line? Am I getting caught up in the blame, the justification, excuses, or am I choosing how I respond to it? And am I choosing a response that's going to get me my result? And just by opening your mind up to this awareness, it's a game changer. This has been so beneficial to so many people. Just by saying, you know what? Am I above the line or below the line? You know what? I'm going to choose to live my life above the line, because that's where I'm going to get new results. Wow, I hope this sinks in and you get the value of this video, because this in itself is gold. I hope it was valuable for you. Please write some comments below the video. Love hearing from you. Share it on your social media sites. I'm sure there's some people in your life that this would benefit to. Love to hear your feedback. If there's anything I can help you with, any questions that you have, put them in the comment section below here. Until I talk with you again, have a most outstanding day.